I had a question about that. Your father sold his company for about $100 million. Can he please give me some money?
I don't think you need any based on what I've seen. I mean,
I'm struggling a little bit.
tell me about that. What are your struggles?
I don't have $100 million.
That's your struggle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got a sweet place in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
You've got a highly successful YouTube channel. You've turned some very charismatic moments into a characterized brand. I think you're doing
No, I'm
great.
not a character or nothing. I'm
I said it was a
straight as
characterized
an
brand.
arrow, not gay or nothing.
Well, we wish the best for you in that regard.
I got a reason to speak what's on my mind. You know I've always loved you all this time. But you gotta understand the seasons of our lives. We haven't always seen things eye to eye. You know we can't go on, living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. I got a feeling, you know what's on my mind. You know I never left it undefined. Think you understand that we cannot rewind. Our future could be redesigned. You know we can't go on living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on.
But after they get married, they find our argument a lot more compelling. So maybe just more women ought to get married.
Yeah, but then again, once they get married, assuming that they're getting married, I guess in my ideal world, in my ideal world, they're getting married to a man. Otherwise, it's outlawed. Then, anyways, the man is gonna vote Republican.
No, it's not outlawed.
I'm
It's
saying
actually
in my
allowed.
ideal
If they,
world.
but yeah, but if they marry women, it's allowed.
No, it is now.
Right. You wouldn't allow that?
Going back to me being president, no, I wouldn't. But I'm not homophobic.
Why? Why do you care?
Just for fun, just the outrage.
That seems unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah, but cruel to people that I don't. It's not. It's technically cruel, but it's more like winning a game.
But what's the purpose of winning the game if the method of achievement is cruelty?
Well, no. That's the point of me winning the game.
Is cruelty?
In this regard, yeah.
Well,
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the only show on the internet that isn't convinced that Joe Biden lost a couple of steps during his 4 years as president. He's Eric Zane. I'm Christian Bladt. EZ, it is great to see you today, sir.
It's even better to see you. Thank you for having me once again. And thank you, as always, for doing such diligent, heavy lifting. Folks, you may not realize this. I know it doesn't seem like it because of how prepared I am for all of these amazing moments that we have, but Christian does all of the heavy lifting. It's if I get paid the same amount as him, it's a goddamn crime. Okay? It's a crime.
I'm going to clip that and send it to Carl, actually.
It's true. It's true.
No, it is true. Well, I wanted to ask how your weekend was, but thinking about it, I did, in fact, remember that it was Memorial Day weekend. And the one pun wanted to know, do we have pictures or videos of EZ flipping people off during yesterday's holiday? And, you know, I felt like you were very likely to say something incredibly controversial, EZ. So instead, I'd ask you to read this message from our friend Dick Masterson, if you're able to read that right there.
Okay. Dick wrote, Happy Memorial Day. The military is a scam to send the strongest men to rot foreign lands.
Rob foreign lands. Yeah.
To rob foreign lands so pedophiles and deviants can rape and steal with impunity here at home. Wow. America gained nothing from World War II, and every soldier who ever died in uniform did so in vain. Fuck the U.S. government. Wow. That is, that takes a, man, that makes me seem like fucking Chris Kyle.
In about 6 weeks, Dick is going to be a father. So just imagine the back to school night. By the way, for our visual audience, somebody did comment and say, you know nothing of history then, champ. And what did Dick say after that?
He said, go dig up some veterans' bones and thank them then, fuckhead.
Well, good. I'm glad that we had the words of our friend Dick Masterson to prevent EZ from flying off the handle and saying something that we might regret.
Holy fuck.
Maybe we would get some more comments. Well, I'll take this moment to let everybody know they should go to whoarethese.com. You'll get the phone number there that you can leave us a voicemail. Go ahead. Go to whoarethese.com. Get the voicemail number. Leave us a message. Just say it's for WATB. You can also email them to me, Bladtcast, BLADTCAST at Gmail. And you know, why not? Eric at ericzaneshow.com. But again, that's Dick Masterson.
Yeah, what brought that on? I mean, was that like out of left field?
I mean, you don't know Dick that well.
I don't know anything about the guy.
It's fairly consistent. Yeah.
No, and anybody in this universe, I have no fucking idea. The only people I know about are Carl and you.
Well, Lucy Tightbox.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah. And Dank DeMoss. But anyway, we've got some fun comments in the chat. Mike Grisman was here early saying promo code BEARS, and one pun expanded on that. Don't forget to pre-order your tickets for Hackamania 3 sometime in 2026. Promo code BEARS. Thank you guys so much for getting that in there. We got an early super chat, and I haven't even had to have you strong arm them. And Faux Show with €5 says, my body is ready. Well, then please accept WATB
Yes.
your favorite orifice.
I guess so. All right. Thank you. We appreciate that. 5
And
euros is great.
Mike came back with another super chat, but our buddy Dwyer Christian pointed out, seems the chat got their welfare check. Yeah, they got it early. So that's why they're super chatting early, super chatting often. And Mike Grisman again, WATB, LFG, gentlemen, let's fucking go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bears. You know, I was going to do the thing where I save the bears for the end and I try to make people beg
Whatever.
for a little bit.
What are you, a radio guy? Come on.
I learned from the greatest broadcaster in St. Cloud, Minnesota, Aaron Imholt. And, he understands. He ain't too proud to beg. But it seems like as good a place of any to get started today.
WATB, who are these bears? Who are these bears?
By the way, Easy, I didn't actually give you the opportunity to explain how super chats work. So while I dig out, while I dust off these bears.
That's totally fine. For the love of God, if you want Christian to sign off, with something ridiculous, like talking about how he pounds it to Alex Jones' buff body, whatever it may be.
He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, he is. He's fucking jacked. You can leave the comment that you want Christian to sign off with, but you have to put a dollar amount next to it, and the highest dollar amount is what Christian will say. Okay, so that's how we end the show every day. So go big or go home. I suggest starting at least $17.
Yeah, because right now we've got €5, and as we've pointed out, Eric and I aren't good with math.
Right.
I think that's $17, €5, right?
No, it's a little less, but
okay.
There you go. So that's what's up.
Yeah. By the way, I think I'm using my shitty built-in microphone again, and Easy didn't call me out on it.
I didn't notice it. It sounds good. It's a good shitty mic, I guess.
All right. Well, I'll switch over when we get started. You're not going to enjoy this bear video. The video itself is fine, but there is something very objectionable about the presentation.
Come here, baby.
What am I missing?
Come here.
Oh, okay.
Want to scratch?
That fucking bear is what
I
that
woke
is.
you up. I'm sorry.
That bear looks like a
You want to scratch?
wild boar.
Huh?
You want to scratch? He's smelling it.
Scratch you.
I hate her.
That's why.
Scratch you.
That's why I started with it.
I hope it hurts her. Hope it injures her badly. Oh, that's disappointing. Fucking bear letting everybody down.
Did you like that?
Shut up.
Just wait. It's coming.
I know you like the other side of your head. I love you.
Oh, she loves him. That's the moment where he should eat her. But I'm sorry to say he doesn't. By the way, breaking news in the chat. Dame Taft has been deputized. Dame Taft says, I'm putting a freeze on free chats today. I told Dame Taft we were going to do it. I didn't think today was going to be the day.
Well, I haven't put any up, so there you go. Hey, let's do it. Fuck this shit.
All right. So if you want your chat featured on the show, it's going to have to be super.
Yeah. You might have a great joke. Fuck you. Put money on it.
Give us at least 99 cents. And remember, don't be mad at Eric and myself. Be mad at Dame Taft. That is Dame Taft's doing.
He's looking out for us. He is looking out for us. God damn it.
If Dame Taft decides to lift the embargo, then we're happy to feature your poor chats. But as of right now, super chat's the only way to go. I don't even have the chat window open. I'm only looking at the super chat.
I'm not going to touch the mouse because, no one's going to do it. They're all a bunch of cheap fucks is what they are.
Well, they are a bunch of cowards out there.
And they write great jokes and then expect us to just put it up there. Fuck you. No, put some money on that shit, bitch.
So the reason I started with that lady who was like, you like the back scratch? I love you. Is that I kind of wished that story went more like this one.
Attack in Gulf Breeze, Florida. A homeowner calling 911 to report being attacked by a bear while saving his dog.
I just got bit by a bear in my backyard. It tried to attack my dog, and I went to rescue my dog, and it bit me in my leg.
The victim hospitalized. The neighbor says he recorded 2 bears outside their home less than 20 minutes before the attack.
So did it kill the dog? Well, I need to know. Did it kill the dog?
Well, I think he kept the dog safe, but the placement of the photo of the bear laying down in the driveway is very misleading because it gives me the impression that he shot and killed the bear. But you'd think that that would be featured in the news story, don't you?
Exactly.
Like if he killed the bear, I would at least mention it. And I know I have a short clip, but believe me, it's not in the rest of the story where he's like, and that bear was genocided.
And that was on World News Tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that some asshole ran out to confront a bear and got bit.
I mean, have you seen the news of the world lately, Easy? Sometimes there's a reason that people want us to start with bears.
That's exactly right. How about this? This is rare. But Chad's missing upper lip has thrown $1.99. And I love that because, Chad has been stingy in the past.
Yeah.
And Super Chat won't let me tell Zane to fuck himself. I love you for that, God damn it. Thank you.
Yeah. No.
You see how that works? That's wonderful.
We appreciate that.
Yeah,
so,
you can say whatever you want about like my kids, about my wife. I don't care. Just put some fucking money on there. Let's get this fucking thing going, bitches.
Yeah, we're doing great. We've cracked $10, so we're doing fantastic. I've got one of the most unlikely bear videos we've ever shown here, and I'm gonna just assume that this bear is a bit of a pussy. So, 2 things here.
Get back.
Yeah, I don't know what language they're speaking or if that's the dog's name. There's 2 things here. One of the things that I was led to believe, mostly by movies, was that you should, if a bear's coming after you, you should climb a tree because bears can't climb trees. For our audio audience, this bear is going way up there.
Right.
Just because then, and look, it's not a pit bull chasing after him. I'm not good on breeds of dogs. I would ask Rob Saul, but he's not awake yet. Yeah, and I mean, it's terrified. That bear should be ashamed of himself.
Right, without a doubt, that is I'm always amazed that people always say, "Oh God, stay away from him," and then more of the footage that we see has them just scared shitless.
Yeah,
the bear's scared shitless. Someone in the chat referred to it as a scared bigger, which is a term that I think I invented.
I think you did, yes.
A black bear is called a bigger.
Yeah. Okay, so is that the workaround? Is that you can say that someone said something in the poor chat, but we won't?
Yeah. Somebody said it that's a bigger, and and if that person would love to add some cash to that, I could give them credit. Until then, I'm stealing that joke.
I might actually click back over to the poor chat and I'm just going to start stealing jokes. And I'm not going to give any credit to anybody. If you put it in the poor chat, it clearly shows us that you want us to steal it from you.
Yes. Like some person says, "Oh no, they've evolved." I meant to say, that's my joke. Oh no, they've evolved.
They have evolved. Does he mean bears or does he mean us? We don't know. All right, let's head on over to some local news that is hopefully presented without commercial interruption by your super chats.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
I've known people who have driven for Uber Eats and DoorDash and those companies, and it does seem as though it's a pretty miserable existence, but it's better than going into a job, I guess. So I can see how it can be very confusing if you're, using one of those apps, and the app for the company is usually going to send you somewhere you shouldn't be. I'm going to assume that's what happened in this instance.
Driving on an O'Hare tarmac over the weekend. Imagine this.
So O'Hare Airport in Chicago. They didn't use the word airport, so I realize now I need to present it a little bit better. So here we are. We have video from the tarmac there at O'Hare.
To a car driving on an O'Hare tarmac over the weekend. Imagine this. CPD now says the vehicle belonged to a very confused food delivery driver who accidentally entered an area posted as off limits to non-airport personnel. Where was he trying to get?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. So the driver was not cited. Yeah. The incident.
The best part of this clip is she's like, where was he trying to go? And the male anchor.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. So the driver was not cited. The incident happened on Saturday.
And my God, how do you turn around?
Right?
Once you're in, you're in.
Smollett.
That did happen in Chicago. Yes, it is Jesse Smollett. So
guy looked fucking weird.
He was a weird looking dude. He had like a little face. He looked like a garbage pail kid. He had the tiny face, but I know that's a really current reference. We get it. We're old. It's fine.
No, it's true.
So go ahead.
No, that's what do they do? Do they shoot him? What the fuck? I mean, you get at an airport.
I think he was white, so no, he was fine. Yeah. He was not gunned down. They just cited it. Oh, all right, Dame Taft, you're in charge. $1.99. Stop reading the free chat.
All right.
Man.
Okay. Fine.
All right.
Fine.
Look, Dame Taft is going to be even less popular than Eric Zane and myself, which I didn't know that was possible. But I guess if we were Stevie Lou, it would probably be possible.
I think Dame is trying to earn some program director chops, and program directors will. Sometimes, most of the time, they're terrible, but maybe not this one. Maybe this one is steering us in the right direction for further success on this show. I mean, let's be honest here. We're regularly hitting north of 100 audience members at one point or so during the show. That happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And we're approaching 100 episodes. My God, we're getting closer to that.
So wouldn't it be funny if somebody gave us $100 easy? I would keep laughing.
$1 for each episode?
Yeah. I think that's worth it.
All the way up to our 100th.
There is a dollar amount that you can give us where we're going to ignore Dame Taft. I don't know what it is yet. Surprise us. If you give us a big enough one of those red super chats, then maybe I'll be like, all right, we'll go back to the poor chat. But so. As for now, though, we're only reading super chats, and that's not our doing. That is Dame Taft. I want to talk to you about an incident. This is a sort of national news coverage of a local news incident, and it's disgusting because it makes us think about what goes on down there.
Fellow CBS anchor in Albany, New York, who had a little surprise on the job.
We do have some breaking news this morning.
Albany.
Literally.
Yeah, I thank you.
Idiot.
I wasn't going to make the correction. But,
Albany.
As someone who grew up in New York State, it is Albany. Yes.
Fucking idiot.
Albany. Yeah. All right. So they have this clip from Channel 6, the CBS affiliate out of Albany, Schenectady, and Troy. Oh, you want a useless fact? That's the CBS affiliate I watched in college. Oh, you didn't care? Well, give us a super chat and tell me how much that sucks.
We do have some breaking news this morning. Literally.
Yes.
Olivia's water has broke.
That's
and
right.
she is anchoring the news now in active labor.
Early labor. I'm happy to be here, and I'll stay on the desk for as long as I possibly can. But if I disappear...
We're so happy for you. She's 2 days overdue, so she wants this baby.
That's right.
Baby out.
I'd rather be at work than at the hospital.
Go ahead. What was that, Easy?
Somebody needs to sniff that seat yesterday. Oh my God, dream come true.
Yeah, I mean it's very. I'm sure it's not dry.
Remember that clip of Matt Gaetz with the kid underneath him with the shirt off?
Yes.
I wish I was that guy under her.
Yeah, that's true. That's why that guy's there, just in case Matan Evan has a guest who goes into labor. So she's saying she'd rather be at work than the hospital.
Something you'll never hear come out of my mouth.
I would have been off that set
Exactly.
so quick, right?
Oh my
That's Olivia Jakewith. She anchored the entire morning show yesterday. The entire morning show. Co-anchor Julia Dunn. She's also expecting a live stream behind the scenes. So take.
Okay, so this is them talking during a break about, hey, what's going on here?
Oh.
We're not doing great over here. Okay, so you should probably, but they have to be that way for like an hour, right? I don't know. Look at this baby.
Yeah. They should reenact the Red Wedding.
I can't see it. Honey, if you want to show us the baby, show us the baby. It's on its way out, You might have
all of a sudden her legs are up. You see this head sticking out.
The sports guy's like, I'll be the stirrups. He's ready to hold them up.
Producers are like, bro, go home.
I agree, right?
Yeah, so then you see they have somebody in the control room is like, go to the hospital, exclamation point.
Go home. Someone in the control room.
Go to the hospital.
Yes, held that sign up saying go to the hospital. So Jakewith is expecting a baby boy. No word yet on whether he's arrived or not.
Okay.
I would assume this was last week, but it's disgusting because it reminds me that I was in the room for when both of my children were born.
Right.
And easy, there's some things you can't unsee,
Yeah. I don't know. Because oftentimes you hear about those moments going like where she's like, oh boy, she's kind of like not too concerned, but that can turn in an instant. That's why I'm surprised that she did this, And what if it just came flying out of her?
Well,
in short order, like you see, sometimes you see a couple of hillbillies going to the doctor and she's in the front seat. All of a sudden there's a kid flying out of her fucking twat. I mean,
well,
worse. What if it comes out dead? Can you imagine?
I mean, that would be truly
That
tragic.
happens.
Of course, it
happens.
So my second one came out very quickly, to the extent that the nurse didn't even call my wife's doctor yet. And a nurse had to deliver it, a different nurse, one that wasn't an idiot, because they were like, oh, it's only been a little while. She's like, yeah, it's coming out. And they're like, no, not yet. And so they especially if it's not the first one.
My wife had 3 children, but they were all cesarean section.
Oh, I see.
So, I don't know what that's like because, a couple kids go through there that things are a little roast beefy for a period of time afterwards.
So, so you haven't you haven't even had the horror of it. I thought this was something.
It's so big. It's like throwing a fucking pickle down a hallway.
My wife delivered children the way the Lord intended.
Yeah.
Painfully and life-threateningly. And I was there. I saw it, cut the cord, did the whole thing. And
Dick.
Yeah, it's started drinking heavily. Oh my gosh, Hamilton Burger with $2 Canadian. Airline food sucks, but this is not the solution. Yeah, he's probably right.
I don't know what that means.
I think that was the Uber driver.
Oh, okay. And then Chad's missing upper lip, throws another $1.99. He's just fucking giving away his money. He says Dame Taft is controlled opposition. Mr. Blue Sky gives us 50 kroners.
Okay, and we got confused by kroners last time. I think that's a lot of money, 50 of them.
I believe so. Zane, read the free chat again.
Yeah.
OG Mumbling Nick.
Yeah, he asked an important question because most weeks I say this. Is it still funny if everyone gives $2 again? OG Mumbling Nick, I'm so glad you brought that up because it would actually be really funny if all of you watching, all of you right now just started giving $2. You could give it more than once. If you want to give a $5 or a $10, that's fine. But it'd be really funny if everybody watching just starts giving money and then we're going to hit that goal nice and early and we can get back. You know what? I'll even find some other bear videos if we hit the goal this week. Bo Beardington only had a 99-cent. It's not even a super sticker. It's just 99 cents. Chad's missing upper lip. You go ahead and read that one. He
comes out faster when the snatch is sideways I'm not. I don't know what that means. What that's referring to.
I will tell him that it's not true. He's making an assumption about a specific ethnicity. They're actually just the same. Believe me. I know it's hard to imagine, but I've been around multiple kinds of vaginas. I start laughing because I'm like,
couldn't even get it out.
I know, because I'm just like, what am I saying right
Been
now?
around multiple kinds of vaginas.
Yeah, clean, dirty.
I bet you haven't been around Annie's vagina.
I got to meet Annie at Hackamania. It was great
I love
to see
Annie.
her. Yeah,
I want to
really
see
funny.
Annie's vagina. For God's sake.
Well, we love Annie, and
of course, everyone loves Annie. God
yeah,
damn it.
Exactly.
I spent time with Annie in Detroit.
Oh,
Annie says, "Yeah, this was really funny. I'm not gonna lie." Thank you.
Yeah, the giving the $2 is really funny. OG mumbling Nick. All right, so we've got a dash cam video. This is from a local news station, but I think we're gonna have to do a little play-by-play on this. So this is a truck driving down a residential street, and you can kind of see it's one of those small 2-lane roads. Starting to veer a little bit. Okay, he misses the truck. And that car does what I did.
Oh,
that house is spared. That house is spared. That house is spared.
Uh-oh.
Boom!
Oh
no.
Wow, he's in the kitchen.
He's definitely in the kitchen. But
wow, that was like Grand Theft Auto. That was fucking great.
My favorite part of this video is these houses that could very well have been demolished. But it's like, nope, now you don't have a chance, motherfucker. That's what you get for living on the corner.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, 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 very funny. Dame Taft says, I'm building the laughter period at another $1.99. Was there any word about that? What caused that deal?
Oh, why that car was there? He's probably jerking off. You're right. I should have done some due diligence. And
no, you do enough due diligence.
Yeah, no, that one's on me though. I should have probably found something out. So I've got. I think this will set up something that we're about to go into. So this is a local movie theater. I forget which country it is, but they're going to tell us.
Philippines movie theater. A malfunctioning sprinkler system is pouring a huge amount of water onto attendees.
Well, let me just pause it there. That's already pretty terrible, and people haven't left the theater yet. But if the sprinkler system is faulty and water's coming on, it can't possibly get any worse, can it, Easy?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And it's about to get a whole lot worse.
Oh no, this guy. Oh no,
the roof or the ceiling. Wow.
Yeah, the whole ceiling just collapses.
Wow. Oh God.
A large portion of the ceiling gives way.
Yeah, it does it.
And collapses on many in the crowd.
Oh. God damn.
So we got an assessment of
those who are able continue to exit the theater. While others attempt to help those who are trapped under the giant pieces of the waterlogged ceiling.
Okay, that sounds like nothing to do. I would have hightailed it out of there.
I would have loved that. That would have been, you know how much money you're, okay, so if you get a glancing shot, you're no big deal. But if you're under there with maybe some giant lacerations, you're talking millions of dollars here.
Well, this was in the Philippines.
Oh, fuck. That ain't going to happen. They're probably just going to leave them there.
The lack of emergency lighting.
So there were no emergency lights, which made it really
more challenging. But ultimately,
all these women here are turning Christian on.
My favorite part of this story is what this guy just said. Nearly everyone makes it out of the theater safely. There's no follow-up to that. Nearly everyone. I was like, all right, so were there casualties or not? So it's not confirmed. So I decided we could definitely show the video. You know,
hey, I've got a great joke that I just thought of.
Oh, what's the joke you thought of, EZ?
Must have been a good movie. It brought the house down.
Fuck yeah. Home run, Chippa.
I thought of that all on my own. Nobody wrote it in there. That may or may not
because
be
if they had
using the creep off name.
Oh, well, by the way, Vinny Paulino guest hosting Who Are These Podcasts tomorrow. I saw him post that.
What?
Yeah. So everybody.
Has that ever happened before?
I know that I think Brian Johnson and Mean Doug hosted once, and they talked about Steel Toe back when Steel Toe didn't seem like such a crazy thing to talk about.
Okay.
Back when it wasn't a crazy thing, in all honesty.
Is the boss going on a trip or something?
Well, the boss is he's going to be on the Blaze Network, not Glenn Beck's show, but he's going to be on with Dave Landau and primetime Alex Stein, who we've featured on this show a couple of times.
Oh, are they talking crazy shit?
I don't know. I know that Alex Stein has talked about some truly crazy stuff. I believe he even had Chad Zumach on once. He had Joey C on once.
Okay, because typically you got to be like a big liberty lover to be on that.
Yeah, and Carl hates freedom, and we all know that. So I'm surprised that they're going to have him on anyway, because Alex Stein's a good guy. But everybody should check out those shows and help with the hamburger bump. So Vinny will be in the big chair on Wednesdays. Who Are These?
Everybody
podcasts.
moves up except us.
Oh, yeah, no, we're still here. Yeah, but we're not reading the port chat. At least we're not supposed to be.
No, which, by the way, fucking pay us, pay.
Well, while we wait for them to pay, I do need to set up our next segment. It's a little early in the show for this, but I need to get to this right away.
WPTB, who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
Oh, we have to make an exception.
He'll be deferring the hosting duties to Mr. Bush. That's all right. That's a programming note. I know that. So he and Chris are back up. All right. Well, Vinny is not a network television superstar like Adam Bush. I know that Adam Bush has gotten an interview with the Tom Myers. So very excited for everybody to check that out. And always good to check out Vinny and Chris. And everybody check out Carl over on the Blaze Network. All right. So we're here in our great moments in broadcast history because it was kind of perfect timing. I cannot believe that this happened 20 years ago this week.
Are just out everywhere, kissing and hugging. I go, what has happened to you?
So Tom Cruise went on the Oprah Winfrey Show 20 years ago, shockingly 20 years ago. And he's very excited. Apparently, Joey Potter from Dawson's Creek ended up in his life. So just want to remind everybody that this is the guy who is, well, at least in the city I live in, his poster is plastered everywhere right now.
What has happened to you?
Hands up. Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
That's how he feels about it. Oprah loves it.
Really? Something happened to you. Something happened to you.
I'm in love.
Are you convinced that he's in love in this clip, by the way?
Never. You know, he is a goddamn, hands down, one of the top 5 actors of all time, in my opinion. Hands down, but a fucking retard, without a doubt. He's a fucking retard.
Well, let's see. Let's see what this clip proves. Is it going to prove good actor? Is it going to prove retard? Let's find out.
Look at
I'm in love.
I've never seen you like that.
Knock it off, fucking weirdo.
I've never seen that.
I know. And I thought, you know what? I thought, I have to tell you, no, when you meet someone that's like, you go, huh? And there's so much that we have in common. And I just thought,
I heard you.
I'm not going to be. I can't be cool. You know what I mean? I can't be laid back. It's something that has happened, and I feel I want to celebrate it.
We've never seen you behave this way before.
I know.
Have you ever felt this way?
There he goes. He jumps up on the couch.
Uncomfortable laugh. Oh God, it's terrible.
You are gone.
Yeah, and by the way, look at that. That's the one corner of the audience where I was going to say there's only one fat chick. There's it's really a big part of putting these TV audiences together.
Yes.
Is you got to hide the fatties. She snuck in there,
right?
But
Get that duff out of here.
The rest of them are all Chicago Sixes. But all right, so we remember that happened, and that to me is one of the most bizarre pieces of tape. There's another really bizarre piece of Tom Cruise tape. It's a Scientology instructional video, but I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to get that kind of heat, but he laughs a lot. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
but
just odd. I mean,
the whole thing is very odd. I agree. But so he's a very complicated man, this Tom Cruise, because we had a few years ago during the pandemic, we had this leaked audio of an on-set altercation.
We're making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with every studio at night. Insurance companies. Producers.
Yep.
And they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs,
It's funnier that he beat motherfuckers. This is from The Sun. I guess they're the ones who got the hold of this.
I've never heard this.
You've never heard this
I
one?
have never heard this.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, we'll listen to a little more then.
I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone.
Do what?
And anyone on this crew does it.
Anal?
So, yes, he doesn't want to see that again. So this is during the height of COVID, and movie making was very complicated. And we'll get a little bit of an explanation on this clip from his producing partner in a moment. But he's not done.
That's it. And you too. And you too. And you. Don't you ever do it again. That's it.
That's it. All right. So now you might be asking yourself, what's going on with this? Now, a lot of people in the chat, well, I don't see the poor chat, but if super chatters want to talk about this, kind of broke. And unlike the Christian Bale leaked audio, good for you.
Yep.
Stay out of my fucking eye line, pal. People kind of sided with Tom Cruise here because of what he was doing, because these people, as will be explained by Christopher McQuarrie, who gets referred to as McHugh by Tom Cruise. He'll explain what this was.
7 people in that conversation, and 2 of them were me and Tom.
Yeah.
And it was not in front of the crew. That's how it was reported.
Got it.
And 2 of the people there were people who had specifically been tasked with the health and safety of our crew, and had repeatedly
not lived up to that responsibility.
Not lived up to that responsibility. Yep. What you're also not hearing is the 30 minutes of audio that came before it.
So these are the COVID compliance officers, which I've known people who there were a lot of gigs in TV and movies for a few years there. And they are supposed to keep people separated from each other, but they were just kind of hanging out somewhere in some common room. People who were their whole job was to keep different teams of people separated, and like all the actors were wearing masks, which we've proven that masks killed COVID. And if I don't see anything,
I love the mask. I wish they were back.
If I don't see anything in the super chat, I'm going to assume that everybody agrees that masking was a great idea, and it's the only reason we were able to beat COVID.
And then, you got those people that were saying, well, the masks couldn't even stop because the particles were so small. That's all lies.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
It was all like, it was great. The masks made me hard.
Well, but unfortunately you got the vax and your dick hasn't worked since.
That's true. But to me, it was worth it. I'm glad I got the vaccine. I was hoping they would kick everyone's door in and force it on them.
Yeah. So Tom Cruise is basically, he's blowing up at these people. And when I first heard it, I'm like, oh, this is like the Christian Bale one. And you're like, oh, no. Actually, he's, he's got the weight of the film industry on his back. But Let's have a little counter argument on Tom Cruise. He's a fucking weirdo. Here's a flashback to a couple years ago. He's sitting with a huge bucket of popcorn.
I love my popcorn. Movies or popcorn?
All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his hair. So, all right. So he's got popcorn there. And then this is in promotion for the current Mission Impossible movie, Final Reckoning, which I know that our friend Vinny Paulino hated. I had a good time with it. I know Husey liked it, but Vinny Paulino hated it. So maybe when he's not busy, we can talk to him about that movie sometime. But here's Tom talking to some poors. He's talking to people who work at the movie theater where the premiere was happening.
Wait till you see this. Like, look at that. That's real.
That's insane. I'm watching a movie at 40X.
It's going to shake you up.
So he's talking to some regular people. Does he come off comfortable in that setting to you?
No,
Oh, he doesn't.
Everything he does is uncomfortable. He can all of his acting, he's very comfortable. But existing on the planet outside of a soundstage, he's the worst person alive.
I'm going to put this up cold. I'm going to be quiet. I want you to describe how Tom Cruise eats popcorn in this video.
And tomorrow night we are awarding Tom Cruise the BFI's highest honor.
He's backstage.
Which is the BFI Fellowship.
He's throwing it into his mouth. Why is it? What's with the popcorn? Is he trying to promote? You got to get this at the theater.
Well,
you got to see it at the theater.
In the old days, that was the only way that the movie theaters made their money was on concessions. So it's still a big part of the business. So yeah, I mean, I guess he's saving the movie industry. But yeah, he does love his popcorn, and it's so natural to watch him just toss it up in the air and catch it. And he's like, let's see how quickly I can get it. And there's a photographer in front of him who's just like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, there's nothing cool about him. He's an idiot. Oh, God. By the way, we have a comment about COVID. Chad's missing upper lip.
Did Chad pay for it?
Yeah, this is now the $6 that and I think that this one's worth it. It's a comment about COVID, and he writes, COVID started in Blatt's wife's tomb, or womb. Someone called it tomb. Oh, fucking
well, I don't even know what that means. But I appreciate that.
Holy shit. All right. Yeah. Tom Cruise is just in my opinion, a catastrophe. I love his acting. I mean, I would go see, if there's a movie on, I'll watch it. You know, I mean, he's just great, but just a disgusting individual.
And that's what I'll usually say about him is before the Mission Impossible movie, I leaned into my friend and said, like, is this mission going to be trying to find David Miscavige's missing wife? Which that's the head of Scientology.
Exactly
And we're joking about the crazy real life that he has. And like 2 minutes in, I'd forgotten all about it. I'm like, oh, there's Ethan Hunt on the screen. How is he going to try to save the world one last time? And he makes you forget. But then, when maybe you're being more rational, you're like, oh, this guy really understands comedy, doesn't he?
I've been doing this a while, right? A few years, maybe
nice
45 years, 45 years, 45 years. Okay.
The greatest enemy is time.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Good.
The next villain is time.
What do you think about that laugh that he gave this guy?
It's just everything is fucking
5 years, 45 years, 45 years. Okay.
The greatest enemy is time.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Good.
The next villain is time.
I'm going to have to clip that down to just him laughing and pointing and saying good, because I would like to be able to use that as well.
Thank you. Please clap.
I think we're going to need that Tom Cruise of just the laughing, like, good. All right. We're going to wind things down with Tom Cruise in a moment. But the craziest thing, and our buddy Trucker Andy covered this on a Patreon episode of All Apologies podcast. Tom Cruise went on with our buddy Pat McAfee, So they talk about this idea that Tom Cruise saved the movie industry.
Spielberg comes out and says, like, hey, this guy saved the industry. And that's obviously something that I assume you want to deflect to the entire team. And obviously you talk about your team in a way that any great leader would, any great coach would. You're talking about wanting to draw the best out of people and what is the talent we have, and then let's make the movie around that. That's a football coach. That is a sport coach. I love to hear your leadership. But whenever that is bestowed upon you during COVID, when they thought the movies were going to be dead, like everybody was going to stream, did you take that upon yourself? Did you feel a little bit of weight of the industry? And
Okay.
So, first of all, before we jump into this.
Yeah, that's fine.
He is so shitty, McAfee. He just rattled all of that off. It bounces off of us because he's saying it so fast. There's no takes forever to get to the goddamn question. Yeah. One of the things I hate about this guy. He talks so goddamn much. Just ask the question. Don't preface it with all that shit, you fucking lummox.
So, Tom, he's saying like, you just consider it a team effort. But Tom's going to explain how he single-handedly saved the movie industry.
As I just worked with the governments, I called one studio and this is what I really did. I called the studio. I was like, yeah, you guys shooting? He's like, no, we can't. We're all shut down for that. I said, oh, wow. I said, we're shooting our movies. And they're like, what? I said, yeah, we're making our movies. And then so I called back a week later and I was like, how's it going? They said, oh, yeah, we're shooting our films. I said, because we're coming out next summer, And I said, so, we're on this date. I hope you're not on this date. They're like, well, we're making our movie and we're coming out next summer. And then I called the studio that I was working with. I said, look, all these guys are making movies. We got to make movies.
Oh, that's so exciting. That is so intriguing. I'm so interested.
By the way,
a great comment.
If I got the chance to talk to Tom Cruise, I would be even worse than Pat McAfee was right there. Just full disclosure. I would have been laughing more along the way. And people saw how excited I got when I talked to Jackie Martling. So imagine if I get to talk to Tom Cruise.
I'd have this face. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? What are we doing here?
All right.
By the way, I gotta review a couple of things if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Dame says says easy, pick up that doggy, bring it to the camera and cuddle with it for 20 seconds. Look, I'm gonna have to do that. Like that's a layaway order because he's sound asleep. If I wake him up or if I wake her up, we could have an issue.
Maybe at the end of the show. Can you remember to do that for Dame?
Let's count on that. And then this person, do you know who this is?
KJ, absolutely. We know KJ. We love KJ. KJ is a big supporter of all the shows in the network. Now, her picture used to have a MAGA hat, and the $49.99 is deserved for the Cruise comments alone. We love KJ.
I remember because it was such a small picture, but I still got like a mild boner.
Yeah, it was like a phantom boner, like somebody who like loses an arm.
It's working again. Holy shit.
But it didn't. You just thought
No. It's impossible. $49.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
For $49.99, I'm going to show this last clip. It's actually going to show that Tom Cruise is a weird fucking dude, but he can be a good guy. You can leave that comment up. I like that it's $49.99.
I'm proud of you. Thank you, sir. I'm proud of you. Thank you, sir. It's an honor. Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Oh. So you're just like, okay, this guy got to meet him on the red carpet. And you're like, well, what's the big deal? Well, this guy's going to explain when he first met Tom Cruise.
and that came from the very first time I ever interviewed Tom was, like I said, coming up on like 20 years ago.
Hadn't hit puberty yet. Your voice hadn't changed.
No, I still had,
Let him tell the fucking story.
I was in college and I was waiting on him to show up. I was in a hotel in New York waiting on him to show up to the interview room. And so I was in the hallway, because you wait in the hallway before you go in, and I was on the ground like this, with books piled up because I had a paper the next day. And I was writing a paper. He was in a historical film called Valkyrie, and I was writing a paper comparing Valkyrie to what happened in real life. So I was doing this, and I was going through here, just kind of thinking, okay, I've got a flight in 4 hours. Right. So, and then all of a sudden, he walks by, everyone kind of, frenzy, and he walks by and sees a kid with college,
That's
and so he asked, like, what do you what are you doing? And I said, oh, well, Mr. Cruz, I have an interview coming up. And basically said, I was given an assignment to write a paper about the comparison between a movie historical event and what happened in real life. And since I'm talking to you for this movie, I thought I'd write about this. And so rather than, of course, he's surrounded, okay, Tom, we gotta go. Tom, he goes, and he sat down next to me and said, well, okay. He would look at my paper and go, no, that's not right. And he would come over and go, that's right, And so I ended up, that was my first sort of interaction.
Oh, wow.
With him.
Okay. So he helped this college kid with his paper, which, the story could go some different ways.
You should have helped him with fucking brevity because I want that 2 minutes back.
So I feel like we present these options on Tom Cruise, and he's such a weird fucking dude, but he's so great in movies. That's the takeaway. And
100%.
KJ
100%.
agrees with me. So even if I didn't believe that, I would say it because KJ said it.
Did you ever see the guy who on the red carpet had the like a flower and he squirt water into his fucking face?
No, I haven't.
You did. All right. I don't know. I don't want to derail the show. I don't have it here.
I don't want to look for it right now.
No, we'll have to come back to it.
We'll
put
come
a
back
pin
to
in it.
I will definitely try to find that though. I'd like to see it. There's plenty of there's like this Australian interviewer is asking him like really inappropriate questions after he was divorced from Nicole, and he was just like, what are we doing here? Tom is. So maybe we'll revisit Tom Cruise. But I don't know. Everybody in the poor chat, I don't know what you guys think, but maybe KJ giving us so much money means that we're onto something. I want to do a quick little drive-by over in the world of sports.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what's society.
So I
Good
was,
volume.
Yeah, that one, and you know what? I tweak it like a couple of dB. Actually, I want that one to be a little louder. So, this is from yesterday's Mets game, and they were noticing a crowd of people assembled in the outfield, and we'll talk about it.
Not the number. I want to get the right slant. Sorry. Oh. Was that a convention? There's a lot of stuff going on here other than a quality baseball game. Seems a little warm for, yeah.
Okay, so do they know what's up there?
Well, they we played a clip about, I don't know, a year or so ago. They were in Pittsburgh, and I guess it's this same furry convention was in Pittsburgh. So they commented on them then. And I think it's very distracting, but they did make the point that you don't really want to be outside for a 9-inning baseball game on a warm day,
right?
And have to smell those people. They're really weird. You want to talk about Tom Cruise being weird?
Yeah,
they're
not quite Tom Cruise level weird, but these are weird. That's one of the reasons why I go to all the pride parades in town, just to see those fuckers.
You go to the pride parades just so that you can feel alive.
Well, free dad hugs too. I offer free dad hugs to the gays that get kicked out of the house by their asshole parents. That's what I do.
Our friend Daniel Alexander, Woke Dad from Who Are These Socials, has a T-shirt that he wears that says "Free Vaccinated Dad Hugs." I'm going to see if I can find one of those shirts. I'm gonna order 10 of them for everybody on the network.
I told my wife I want to buy a sweatshirt that says "Bring back bullying." She fucking vetoed it so bad.
Oh, well, what if you got it as a gift from someone in our chat?
I'm going to do it anyway and just wear it when she's not home. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. So a lot of people know Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Obviously, he used to be a big part of ESPN. He's got The Ringer. He does stuff for HBO. So he does a show with Ryan Russillo, who also used to be part of ESPN. And Ryan wants to present Bill Simmons with this piece of video, and they'll do a good job explaining it.
Address this. What's up with you and the pickleball thing? You hit that guy right in the head.
I've never, ever played pickleball.
You've never played pickleball indoors and assaulted
somebody? I've never played pickleball. I've never held a pickleball racket. I think pickleball is reprehensible. What wasn't me? What are you talking about?
There's footage of
showed
you.
it, asshole.
Well, he probably didn't see it then because
Okay.
this is the social media clip.
Of me?
Yeah, go in. Let's do this. We'll do this. Do it live.
That does look like me.
There's an altercation
I mean,
here.
first of all, I would never wear a green shirt.
Which is a crazy statement. Who would never wear a green shirt? Yeah, like ever. I mean, I guess if I had one on right now with the green screen, it'd be a problem. All right. So altercation happens. And
Oh
this
my
guy
God.
goes to
Gave it to
Kick?
that guy.
And another guy comes in.
These guys cannot
It was
fight.
not me. I swear.
That's
on
not
my-
you.
I swear in the lives of my kids, I've never played pickleball. Thank you for clearing that up. I didn't know this was a thing. This is amazing.
Bill makes
I
a good
hate
point.
pickleball. I'm already on the record. I think it's one of the worst things that's happened in the last 10 years from a
Yeah.
competitive sports standpoint.
Okay.
I don't like hearing the noises. I don't like the people that play. It's stupid. Just play tennis.
Exactly. Thank you. So I thought it was funny that this video of the guy who looked like him, and he's like, "That's not me." But then he
He had no idea.
then he
Holy
makes the
shit.
tremendous point about pickleball that it's stupid
Just
and
play
yes,
tennis.
Just play tennis. Yeah. Exactly. I'll sneak two more in here. This is from Boomer and Geo in the morning on WFAN.
I love these guys. This
I
is the
do-
guy that beat up Anthony, right?
I think
Boomer?
you might be right.
Yeah, he beat up
Boomer,
Anthony.
Boomer Esiason, yes. So
Norman.
I enjoy broadcaster on broadcaster crime. So Gio, whose real name is Greg Giannotti, he had some thoughts about a well-respected and much more popular than any of us broadcaster, and it just made me laugh.
Eisen, I mean, that he's got to be the most boring talk show host in America.
I forgot that it turned sideways for a
Wait,
second.
who's he talking about?
So it'll start over. See, I sometimes I don't do enough quality control on my clip.
No, I'm not complaining.
And I'm like, man, like, there's so much talk about Rich Eisen. I mean, that he's got to be the most boring talk show host in America. Why is everybody talking about it? And why does he get all these jobs?
Well, because he left ESPN. Wasn't there a little bit of controversy while he left it? Or he wasn't happy with ESPN, and there was this opportunity to do the NFL Network, and he became the signature guy over there at the NFL Network.
I understand.
Yes.
And I remember that. And he was a good studio host, and he was good at reading highlights and doing highlights on ESPN. I mean, the talk show is Ambien.
Well,
I'll let him get one final word in there, but he's so dismissive. Like, like it's what you do, but you do it on the radio. So most of your audience, obviously this is on television, but most of your audience doesn't even get to see it. He's like, oh, he does a good job talking about the highlights, but so he thinks that the Rich Eisen show, of which I'm a fan of, and we've played
Right. But this is still good though. This is interesting.
Oh no,
I'm
I love
glad.
this. I don't have to agree with him, but I love that he's actually saying, no, this guy's really boring.
Right.
talk show. All right, the talk show is more about pretty much football, right?
I don't know. I just any clip that I see, it feels like they're doing a remote from a funeral home. I mean, it could not be more boring.
Okay.
I just love how much he leans into how boring Rich Eisen is.
Yeah, you got to. You know, that's. I mean, I would love to have that ability to lean into something that I don't really mean.
Yeah. He might
You know?
mean it though.
I've never done that though. I have never said anything so absurd that I don't really mean.
No,
you
you
know?
mean everything you say.
What?
On this
Huh?
show. Everything you say,
What?
you mean.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Come on. Should I put up that tweet from Dick Masterson again? All right. I have one last sports clip that's actually going to set up our next segment. So this is a WNBA sideline reporter, and they're going to her after the game to talk to Brittany Griner, who is one of the top 10 in terms of names that people have actually heard.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about her in our next segment, but let's see how this interview on the court goes.
G, right now you have 10 points, 5 rebounds. We see the Atlanta Dream as being very... Right now she's talking to the refs about holding.
Okay. She get her tits cut off?
We're going to send it back to you guys.
Very important question.
Wow.
Yeah. So she wants to go talk to the refs, and you see this little guy that comes in here, puts his hand on her back, and is like, "Yeah, we don't hear him," but he's like, "Yeah, she's not going to talk to you. She's done. She's mad."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
she's working hard. I think I don't know, man. I don't know. Did she cut her titties off? That's all I'm interested in.
I don't know. Did she ever have them? I guess we could make a dispensation for the poor chat if somebody tells us this in the poor chat, but it'd be the only time that we would look to the poor chat.
Negative. I'm
Okay,
not doing that.
Okay, good.
No.
We won't do it. So let us know in a super chat.
It has to be like copious amounts of money.
I'll take $1.99. That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Especially from Chad's missing upper lip because he's already given us so much money.
Well, anyway, Brittany pissed off. That's last I heard of her, she was in like some gulag.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because that does indeed factor into our next segment.
By the way, the poor chat is extremely offended with those comments about Brittany Griner. They're very offended. If there was dollar amounts to them, I could put them up. But
I would expect our audience, especially our poor chat, to be big WNBA fans.
Yes, they are. And these fucking assholes just expect us to read this shit. And they need money to be on there for us so you can show your support for Brittany Griner, you fucking assholes.
So we're right around the 100 audience member mark. And we've, gotten super chats from a few people. I'm going to just assume the rest of the show, anybody who doesn't super chat in is not only a WNBA fan, but they support Brittany Griner and everything that
and Obama.
They stand for. Well, yeah, definitely Obama. So a lot of you are probably aware that Jake Tapper has this new book that he wrote with Alex Thompson from Axios. It's called Original Sin. And it's about the cover-up of Joe Biden's mental deterioration. Now, some of you in our chat might ask, hey, wouldn't Jake Tapper have been a big part of that cover-up? Well, one of the people who would ask that question would be Megyn Kelly, who had a tremendous hour with Jake and Alex. I'm not going to lie, mostly with Jake. Alex did get to talk, but it was mostly Megyn and Jake talking. I haven't read the book. I can't recommend it, but I would recommend that interview. It's pretty great. And full disclosure, very little, but I've known Jake Tapper in a very casual way for about 15 years. Always been a great guy to me. Used to come on the radio show all the time. And as they discussed at the end of the interview, he and Megyn Kelly are actually friends, like legitimately real lives friends.
Okay.
Her husband's an Eagles fan. He's from Philly, so they have that in common. But she does her job. He does his job. And I'll let our audience decide how good a job he does at answering some of her questions. But I do want to start with some of the more fun clips, including when Jake is trying to remember the name of the person we just showed, Brittany Griner.
In December 2022, the day that and her name is escaping me, which is ironic.
Brittany Griner.
What we're talking, Brittany Griner. The name. I'm sorry, I'm not a big WNBA fan. The time that Brittany Griner gets out, that gets out of Russian control.
So it's not just that Megyn gets in here with a great joke, top notch. That's a pro joke. Watch Alex's face. Jake is so focused on trying to remember what he's saying, but watch Alex.
The time that Brittany Griner gets out. That gets out of Russian control.
So he smiles and he wants to laugh and he's like, oh, this is bad for the brand if I
Jake's
laugh.
not a fan of the WNBA or Sun. My God, he's so fucking pale.
I mean, he does a lot of television. He's been doing a lot of interviews, working on selling that book. This is a really quick one, but it's fun to remember that, 2020 was a really wild time.
Context of October 2020. A very intense time. People on the Biden side are saying crazy things about Trump. People on the Trump side are saying crazy things about Biden, including Don Jr. suggesting that Joe Biden is a pedophile.
Completely forgot about that. And by the way, insinuating, where's the proof that he isn't? I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Right.
So
exactly.
All
if
right,
there's no proof, like there is no proof that exists that I am not a pedophile.
Yeah.
Christian, there's no proof that exists that he is not a pedophile. We might be pedophiles.
Well, I hope not, though. JFK head chunk.
Yeah, I forgot these. I apologize. What the fuck? Tom Cruise has one front tooth in the middle. I hadn't looked. Perhaps that is.
I might have to go back and check that out.
And Hamilton Berger says, she's a man, baby. You missed my earlier super chat. I did.
Sorry, Hamilton Berger. Well, the one that you just read, right?
No, that was JFK head chunk.
Oh, there's JFK head chunk. I did read a chat from Hamilton Berger.
Yeah.
And
I
remember. Yeah, it was this one. We read that, Hamilton.
Yeah, we
Berger.
read that, you cock. What are you doing?
And the rest of the chat would support us, except we're not reading their poor chats this week.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So thank you. And I hadn't heard that she's a dude. Is that had you ever heard that about her?
I mean, I do have eyes, so it doesn't seem like the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Wow, I had never heard that. I just thought she was just a big, big chick. But whatever.
I was like, I'm just gonna let him find the next word.
I did kind of like stumble through it, didn't I?
One of the most interesting aspects of the conversation, by the way, shout out to Megyn Kelly show and the compression on the microphones they use. This is the best sounding audio of anything that I've ever played on this show. He's going to talk about, Jake is, what it was like moderating the disastrous debate that signaled the end of the Biden presidency, June 27th of last year, the debate between Biden and Trump. So I find this interesting. I was gonna say it's not that funny. It's actually pretty funny.
Have iPads because you can't communicate, obviously, talking to your control room during a debate. We have iPads where you can write on them, and I recommend it if you don't have one. By the way, it's fantastic. And I wrote because I had no idea who was back there, so I tried to keep it clean. I wrote, "Holy smokes!" Now, what I was thinking was, "Holy fuck!" I mean, it was just shocking. But I kept it clean. Dana writes to me on a piece of paper.
That's his co-moderator.
He just lost the election. It was just, I mean, it is, I don't think this is hyperbole at all. The worst debate in the history of presidential debates going back to 1960. I just can't think of anything even remotely close to it.
Wow.
Look at that picture of Megyn that I
yeah. Well, you could any picture of Megyn Kelly. I don't
care.
Yeah,
but she's got her eyes closed and her mouth open.
Fucking beautiful. Holy shit, is she beautiful?
So, that was pretty disastrous. And it reminded me that we actually didn't cover that debate because I was in New York for a couple weeks. And that would fit into the narrative that we were a couple of lib cucks that didn't want to talk about it. It was really that I think everybody had covered it by then. But interesting to know that the people hosting the debate, moderating the debate, were fully aware that this is not going well. And I don't have a clip of it, but in this interview with Megyn Kelly, Jake talks about how Joe and Jill Biden had no idea as to how bad it was. They just were making small talk afterwards and being like, "Oh, sorry." He says, "I'm sorry about my cold." And it's like, "Oh, Joe."
Jesus, that's insane to me. Yeah. I think, we don't really kind of we can laugh at the clips all the goddamn time, but I think Jill Biden is a sick bitch for putting that guy through all this shit. He should be in a hot tub, having a fucking margarita. Yeah. And this crazy bitch is like, go on out there, get your fucking ass out there. I think somebody had been talking about elder abuse. Somebody in the Department of Justice was making that claim.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been saying that for a fucking year and a half. This is ridiculous.
It's like Sharon Osbourne trying to get Ozzy back on the road when he can't walk.
Yeah, it's horrible. And he's just doing what she says. That's just my opinion. That's just my 2 cents.
Well, again, I haven't read the book, but from this interview, they talk about Jill's role and a couple of other people. And she's definitely propping a lot of this up, along with a few other people who made the decision for him that he was going to run for president again. I don't even think he knew he was president, but that's neither here nor there. we can talk about this forever, but so I want to dive in to Megyn makes a point to go after Jake for an interview he did in maybe 2023 with Laura Trump.
Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seem to be running cover for the president.
I don't think
interested.
that's true.
Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. This happened in 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
You are
to watch somebody on stage search for
that's so
questions.
amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were
stuttering.
mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnoose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel
Laura
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
Okay, first of all, Laura is beautiful. Holy shit, is she beautiful?
This is 5 years ago.
I know, but still.
There's a lot of work since then.
Also,
and I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. We've played her singing on this show.
Wait, I don't remember.
Okay.
Either way, but focusing, I love that Kelly brought this up. I mean, how the fuck does he respond to this?
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to actually play the setup to the clip, Megyn playing the clip, and Jake reacting to it.
Okay.
So I wanted to pause it there to let everybody just kind of soak in. He's being very dismissive of what she has to say here.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's like Roseanne tweets about Valerie Jarrett, comparing her to Planet of the Apes. He's like, I didn't know the bitch was black. Right. So she's like, I didn't know Joe Biden had a stutter. But that's really the least of the issue, as Megyn will present.
Do you want to apologize to Laura Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
And what did she say?
I mean, I don't want to disclose the contents of a private conversation, but I thought the conversation went well. And she has said this publicly, so I feel fine sharing it. She said that she would never mock anybody's stutter.
If you had to guess how that phone call went, do you think it went really well? Or did she say, go fuck yourself, Jake, and hang up on him?
Yeah, who knows? But I think Kelly, does this go on? Because
there's a little more. There is a little more. Yeah.
I would love to ask Jake. You know, it's like now makes you look horrible. And here you are writing this book.
Yeah,
my God, you should have a chapter about how you fucked everything up from this thing. You were part of the goddamn problem when it comes to propping this old decrepit fuck up in the first place.
It is something that Megyn presses him on, and I think he's got some humility about it. But I think it's a very thorny issue. By the way, I do believe him because you don't go on record and say that you called Lara Trump and not have actually done it. I would love Lara Trump to be like, no, Jake never called me, just to fuck with him. You know, I'd be like, I don't know why he said that. No, I'm still offended.
Right.
I wish he would call me, but
he needs to actually say on this show, yeah, I fucked up. That was bad.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm like everybody else who believed what they were spinning.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he can say here.
Let's see how close he gets to that.
But I mean, after we did the research for this book and I realized how bad his acuity issues were, I called Laura Trump and I said, you were right.
She was totally right. That's the thing, because when I watched that clip, and I'm giving voice to what a lot of people watching the show are feeling, Jake, I feel angry because she was right. And not only did you not allow her to make her comments, but you seemed to try to humiliate her. You had a hostility toward the position, but she was totally right. And then you lectured her on how she was in no position to diagnose cognitive decline. which you guys do at length, including on page 4 of your book. You describe at length his cognitive decline, which is all she tried to do with you. But you had such a visceral reaction to her. And my feeling is that's because you didn't want to hear it.
No, I'm happy to talk about this. I didn't come here thinking that you weren't going to ask me about this. So I'm happy to talk to you about it.
No, I know.
I do love her. No, I know.
And look, this is the reckoning. You know, she's been looking forward to this. So if you're him, you just got to take the kick squarely to the cock and move on. Somebody, someone in the chat maybe mentioning that the third wheel is should be asked to comment there. I forgot who that fucker was.
His name's Alex Thompson, and he does talk during the interview, but I don't know if he speaks in any of the clips that I'm actually going to play on this show. All right. So they're continuing on this narrative, and Jake is going to try a tried and true tactic to maybe sugarcoat the whole thing. And you tell me how it goes over.
You know, Megyn, because even though you look 30 years younger than me, we're roughly the same age. Joe Biden has been saying stupid things.
How would you describe her face? We'll play it again.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
But as you know, Megyn, because even though you look 30 years younger than me, we're roughly the same age. Joe Biden has been saying stupid things for decades.
Well, she doesn't. Okay. She's like, okay.
Don't even try to charm me.
And
you fucking crypt keeper. I fucked it up.
Crypt keeper. Look at Alex's eyes. They're like bugged out of his head. He's like, did you just try to flatter her?
Yeah. Oh man. Wow. That's
Okay.
outstanding.
Yeah.
What you're saying, but this minimizes it too, because it was more than saying stupid things. But I'm telling you, like over here in my ecosphere, we were covering all of these. It wasn't just falling down; it was getting lost. It was some of the stuff you report in your book. We knew, and we were reporting on, like the multi-jump cuts in the videos of him, where it was obvious he couldn't get through a 1-minute take. So they had to use those. It was clear to us that he was using teleprompter, and there was some reporting on that at the time, all of which the White House was denying. Now, with the current White House, I have some connections. With the Joe Biden White House, I had none, but you did. You did. And so while you've been in Washington 30 years, Jake, you and CNN have White House connections, but there was no effort, none, to get to the bottom of this.
So I think she's making a strong point here that, maybe you didn't want to know this, and you as in the network of CNN, but I will do my best to let Jake answer.
And now for you guys to write this book, like there was a cover up. It's like there was a cover up and there was an attempted cover up. It could only ever work if you allowed it.
So
wow.
She's really,
Yes, she is. Speak about your book, but you're the tip of the spear when it comes to all this bullshit, you asshole.
It's moments like this where I'm reminded that she was a lawyer before she was on TV. And well, I'm sure Jake tries again.
First of all, the Biden White House did not like me. Okay, I do not have great connections with the Biden White House.
Well, clearly.
It's a great point. I didn't notice this. He is drinking a Starbucks cup and sometimes some water, alternating between the two. But he does have dry mouth right now.
He's fucked. This guy is fucked.
Yeah.
You have a lot of sources. You say you talked to over 200 sources for this book. So you have some election, you could have called and worked.
No, that's the point, is that they were not being honest. That's
how did the Wall Street Journal get it in June of 2024? And Jake Tapper and CNN couldn't find sources for this story then before he dropped out?
Annie Linsky and Siobhan Hughes did an amazing job in their reporting. And they should be heralded, and I heralded them. I had them on my show right after the debate to talk about their great reporting. But Annie Linsky...
After the debate. But you did not put them on when they published that story, which was before the debate.
Correct. I don't know what the booking situation was, but it wasn't because I didn't want them. I'm sure I said that day, let's book. I'm sure I said that day, let's book that. Did they?
Yeah, you put on a Democrat, and you allowed the Democrat to rip on the report as a Rupert Murdoch sponsored hit piece.
No.
It's just
Megyn.
That's Megyn, what happened.
If we're going to do this, let's just stick to the facts here, okay?
No! Don't do that. It's her show. You can't.
This is one of those moments where you might want to be able to take something back when you say it, because she might have been ready for him to say that.
When there is a damaging
Jake,
report.
that's what I've been doing all along.
I'm
One
talking
of
about
us
what you just said.
didn't miss the biggest story of the century when it comes to presidential politics, and one of us did.
Okay. So
he's thinking, he's like,
okay.
That's
wow.
So
wow.
Go ahead and read from Chad's missing upper lip.
Missing upper lip now $8 deep. Says
That
no
is-
super chats next week. Let's watch Zane fold. Fold what? My laundry?
Oh, fold. Yeah, exactly. What is he going to fold? All right.
And then JFK Headchunk says no Zane next week.
Whoa.
Let's watch super chats double. Wow, holy shit.
That's
Oh
a
my
terrible
God.
thing to say, JFK.
Yeah, well, they're the
Thanks
fucking mean.
Thanks for the $2.
Mean fucking
All right.
bullies.
So that moment caught the attention. This is outside of this interview. Somebody who likes to share his opinion.
Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, just as an aside. I've been a guest on Megyn Kelly's show at least a couple of times. I'll probably be back on in a week or so. You don't say to Megyn Kelly, let's stick to the facts.
No.
I've seen her on Real Time with Bill Maher. I saw her there. I've been watching her for years. I respect the hell out of that woman. She does not play.
Nope.
She
She's
does
not
not
playing.
pull punches.
Nope.
She gives you facts. She lives on them. And on top of it all, when there are personal relationships involved, as was the case with Pete Hegseth, en route to him becoming our Secretary of Defense, she was very transparent about her relationship with him.
Okay. That's where we can end it. But I just love the fact that he's
Yep.
like, you do not say that to her. Look, I think that get super tip or get nothing more. Censorship sucks. Oh, Mandolin Nappy, that's a great point. And I need to understand how super tip works. I don't.
What is it? I've never heard of such a thing.
There was one time we had Carl on, and that's the AI voices that read the tips. We did that on this show one time when Carl was on. Carl and Hackride were.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how they work, but
If Hackride was involved, that's probably why I forgot.
that might be. DJ Electra Fry was there, though, and America's Sweetheart. Everybody loves her. All right. So I think people should go watch the interview. Obviously, I enjoyed it if I pulled this many clips. We're just going to end this with this moment right here where Megyn says something very funny.
I hope your listeners who may be skeptical of Jake.
Oh, that's right. So here's Alex. He finally is talking for the first time on our show. So he gets to make a point at the end.
I hope your listeners who may be skeptical of Jake at least give the book a chance.
Yes, I don't think we've convinced them that Jake did not run cover for Joe Biden. I'm going to be honest, but I do think we may have convinced them to buy the book, which is the purpose of your visit here.
I do love it. She's like, yeah, well, I don't think we've convinced my audience that he didn't run cover for the Biden White House. And look at Jake's face.
Which is her way of saying we absolutely did a great job at showing that Jake ran cover for the Biden White House.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of people have opinions on Jake Tapper writing this book. One of the things that she does ask him about is, we got the cancer diagnosis, and some people are saying that, maybe you shouldn't be doing a book like this. And, the case can be made that it's all the more reason to do it. But
He's had cancer for years, probably.
Before he was ever president. But we have an opinion from Meghan McCain on Jake Tapper I want to share.
Time around, let me tell you, if there's a hugely popular Obama figure that has that level of popularity in the Democratic Party, you can't count on Jake Tapper to report on it in an accurate way. You can't count on anything to happen. If there's another cover up of any kind, you can only count on him after it. When the water's safe, when Biden's unpopular, when he's fucking dying, that's when it's okay for him to do it. And
so Megyn in real time realizes what she just said.
When he's fucking dying, that's when it's okay for him to do it. And maybe he's not dying because that's maybe extreme, but he has very serious cancer and he's an elderly man.
He's been dying
in a
for years.
situation health-wise that is not ideal. So I rescind that because I don't know for a fact that he's dying, but it's not a great time. And I just, like I said, Jake could have been reporting on this for a year. He could have been reporting on this for 5 years. He chose not to.
I did, it's not a jump cut. She's like, he's fucking dying. Well, he's not really dying. I don't think. Before we go, I need to keep things in the political sphere. I know that was long, but I'm fascinated by that interview. I had an interaction with somebody on Twitter. I forget who it was now. I'm sorry, on X. And they were excited to see our coverage of that. I do have the French president, Macron, about to deboard his plane. Have you seen this, Easy?
No.
Oh, you're going to
wait a minute. No, I think I did, but I don't remember.
All right. Well, let's see. So they're going to open the plane door, and we'll talk about what happens here. All right. Let's open it. There's Macron.
Yeah, yep, I did.
And there's a red arm that just shoves him in the face. And then he waves. It's like, hey, everybody. It's Dr. Nick. So he's like smiling. Oh. And then, all right, we see it for the third time.
Oh,
and then we're going to see like, well, it can only be one person because there he is. And notice the body language here. I've done this where I put my arm out with the assumption that the lady at my side is going to put her arm in my arm.
Yep.
And she is not doing that, probably because she just broke her hand shoving him.
Yeah, she's pissed about something.
Yeah.
Wow. Does she have AIDS, by the way? She looks like fucking Ruth Buzzy.
Buzzy from laughing? Yeah, she does look like Ruth Buzzy. My understanding, and somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, I think they met when she was 40 and he was 15 and she was married and she left her husband for him. So that is First Lady Mary Kay Letourneau. We appreciate that.
And there's a great joke about she looks like Dr. Zayas from Planet of the Apes, but some fucking asshole wouldn't put any money behind it. What a crock of shit. Steve Morton sends $5 and says, did you all know Megyn McCain's father is John McCain? She doesn't mention it that much, but it's true.
Look, about her father, Trump once said, I like people who don't get caught.
Yeah.
When it comes to Megyn McCain, I like women who do sit-ups. But, look, that's just me. I got to make sure I get to this one because I literally saw this, I don't know, like an hour after last week's show. And Easy, I've sent this to you already. Trump loves interacting with the people, asking him questions. He loves talking to the press.
Harris said that you didn't adequately convince enough people to vote for the bill. The House Freedom Caucus.
You mean after this speech?
After this speech, that's what
I think so. Well, what do we see at the voters? I think it was a great talk. It wasn't a speech. We talked about things. Who do you work for?
Notice.
Who?
Notice.
I don't even know what the hell that is. Get yourself a real job. Let me tell you.
Look, I understand how people feel about the policy, but this guy's amazing. Get yourself a real job.
What did he say? Notice?
Novus. I had to look it up. Novu. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what the hell that is. Get yourself a real job.
Yeah, get yourself a real job.
This all goes back. Remember, we said it on here. Get ready for the 4 greatest years of clips that have ever happened.
Yes.
Holy shit. And we're fucking 4.5 months into it, not letting us down. My God.
He's not letting us down. As seen by our final 2 clips of him on the tarmac. You guys can look and see if there's a DoorDash driver behind him. But he has 2 very different interactions with members of the press.
President, what do you want to do about that? I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. We'll see what we're going to do. What am I going to tell you? You're the fake news, aren't you? You're totally fake. All right, any other questions? I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people.
Okay, so he's like, I'm not going to tell you. You're the fake news.
Yeah.
New York Post. Oh, well, I like the New York Post. I like Keith Poole. Okay. Secretary, going to be nicer to him. I didn't know. Go ahead. Secretary.
So I didn't know you were with the New York Post, so now I'm going to be nicer to you.
Oh, he had already lambasted that dude.
Look,
He goes,
no, I think he was prepared to answer his question one way.
Oh,
This is a different guy. This is not the first guy wherever he's from. Yeah. So
I thought it was the same dude, but different dude. So he treats people differently, obviously.
yes, and I don't blame him. I like the New York Post too, by the way, especially the back page. So that is our show. I appreciate everybody who gave us super chats. I guess the high dollar amount is the kroners, unless no, you're right. That's
KJ, that
KJ.
lovely young lady. Oh my God.
I run into KJ in chats a lot at other shows, and I always say hi to her, and she does say that she'll try to get over to here when she can.
Just
and
lovely.
KJ, we really appreciate it. And just for you, I'm going to create a video drop of Tom Cruise laughing that we looked at before. I think we all enjoyed that. But while we have our buddy EZ here, let everybody know where they haven't had enough of you yet today. Where are they going to get more of you?
I'm everywhere you download shows. You can get my audio podcast. I do it free every day. I also have a Patreon for the 0.0001% of you who think that what I do during the free show is worth it. You can sign up at Patreon as well. And on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Good. The next.
All right. So I did it live, as the great Bill O'Reilly would say. But I will create that for the future. You can find my personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST, wherever you find podcasts. And I don't know, we got some stuff coming on over there. Just look for it. You can find me on social media at Christian DMZ, and don't forget to subscribe to 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal wherever you find podcasts. And I always point out that I'm barely on that show. It's hosted by Metal Blade Records CEO Brian Slagle. We have an interview that we recorded a little while ago coming up soon with Chris Jericho and Brian Koppelman, who created.
Is that the guy who killed his family?
No. That's Chris Benoit.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't know anything about wrestling, but I know that much. No, Chris Jericho's a great guy. And as far as I can tell, he's never killed anyone.
Yeah, he's in Fozzy. He's got a band.
Yeah, he's got a band called Fozzy. He's also in a band called Quarantine with a K. That only do
great.
They only do covers of 80s Kiss. So Kiss without the makeup. The good era of Kiss.
Animalize.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to see him at the Whiskey, and I walked in and they were playing Let's Put the X in Sex. And I was like, oh yeah, I can definitely die happy.
Right. Domino.
Yeah.
This bitch bends over. I'm going to lose myself. Domino.
That's a phenomenal Gene Simmons. We don't need Craig Gass on this show. We can just have you. In any case, that is all the time for now. We'll see you next Tuesday. As always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic, but $50 from KJ was deserved for the cruise comments alone. And Easy is remembering the fact that our buddy Dame Taft did ask for Zane to pick up that doggy, bring it to the camera, and cuddle with it for 20 seconds. And he's doing just that. So we appreciate that. And we love seeing the dogs. We love seeing all of you. And next week, we'll read the poor chat again.
No, fuck them.
Okay, so maybe not. We'll see you next Tuesday. Either way, everybody.